This is your daily horoscope for Thursday, April 10th, 2025. All times are Pacific Standard Time. The main characters of the day are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. The action starts out around 7:30 a.m. when the moon in Virgo forms an opposition with Venus retrograde in Pisces. The moon represents your inner world and your feelings, and Venus is a planet of relationships, connection, and values. Typically, when the moon and Venus form a harsh aspect, it can bring a sense of conflict to your close relationships, especially when it comes to your values or your needs. Maybe you feel like your needs aren't being met in the way you wish they were. Maybe there is some sort of tension stemming from your personal values and expressing them when you engage with another person. Other times, this can really bring welcomed conflict in your relationship that ultimately leads to repair. And sometimes this could just be a moment where you are feeling a little bit more tender-hearted. Maybe you're craving more affection. Around 8:30 a.m., the moon in Virgo forms a trine with Uranus in Taurus, and this is lovely energy. The moon, again, is your inner needs and your desires, and Uranus is a planet of innovation and surprise and breakthrough. So this is actually a moment that can heighten your intuition. It can help you come up with out-of-the-box solutions to some of your problems. You could hear from someone unexpected or receive an email that is unexpected as well, but typically it is some sort of welcome surprise or change in your day that feels exciting, inspiring, or uplifting. Around 12 p.m., the moon in Virgo is going to form a sextile with Mars in Cancer. And this is lovely energy. This is motivating energy. This gives you courage, confidence, and that extra boost of energy to cross things off your to-do list, to get things done, to make progress on some of your goals. And also it gives you the emotional courage to stand up for what you believe and to also take actions based on your intuition. It can really help you develop, hone, and strengthen your relationship with your inner voice. Around 1 p.m., the moon in Virgo forms an opposition with Mercury in Pisces. And Mercury is the planet of communication and information. The moon, again, is your inner self. So sometimes when the moon and Mercury stand off and face off against each other in the sky, it can mark also a moment of conflict or tension, or it can also feel like a full moon moment regarding a conversation that you've known needs to happen, but maybe because of the retrograde, it has experienced delays, or maybe because of the retrograde, you weren't able to speak your truth in the moment and you have reflected on what you want to say and how you want to say it. Sometimes this can also just be a moment where you are chattier, you're focusing on a writing project, you're catching up on text messages, you're being social, hanging out with other people. And sometimes because the moon does represent our emotions, words can sting a little bit. So just keep that in mind as you move throughout your day. There could be that possibility of misunderstandings or even not fully understanding someone else's intentions as well. Around 6 p.m., Mercury in Pisces is going to meet with the North Node in Pisces. The North Node has to do with our fate and our destiny and where our soul is headed. This is taking place at 27 degrees. So if you have any planets or placements around 27 degrees, especially of the mutable signs, that is Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces, you're going to feel the effects of this the most intensely. Mercury, again, is communication, but it's also our interactions and our associations. So people you meet today could feel fated. Conversations that you have or decisions that you make could feel fated in some way, or even contracts or opportunities that you receive could feel like they are pushing you along on your path or your destiny. Around 6 p.m., the moon will enter Libra, and then around 7:30 p.m., the moon in Libra is going to form an opposition with Neptune in Aries. This is really going to highlight your personal Neptune and Aries story, and also the collective. If you are tuning into the news around this time, I would imagine we are going to have some big headlines. So when the moon forms an opposition with Neptune, generally this is a period where we are feeling a little overwhelmed. Maybe you are feeling sensitive or triggered or anxious or tired. There can be this urge to want to dissociate and check out. There's also a bit of confusion in the air because Neptune is associated with fog and illusion. So you don't have all of the answers in front of you at this time. On a collective level, the government could be spewing fake news and misinformation. So that is something you'll want to watch out for. Or maybe they are distracting us or trying to keep us focused on things that don't matter, like celebrities or petty stuff like that, versus some sort of major world event taking place, or IDK, I don't know, like a genocide. This is an important time to not make serious decisions. If you can avoid it, you might be in your feelings. You might feel confused and uncertain. It's also easier to give in to projections or insecurities around this time. So really focusing on grounding exercises to regulate your nervous system can be helpful. Neptune is also very nebulous and it has to do with water. So drinking extra water, taking a bath, enchanting your water, and whispering some hope or desire into it before you drink it could also be really helpful. If you want to know how this planetary energy is going to affect you and your zodiac sign or your rising sign, you can tune into my podcast, Daily Horoscope for Your Zodiac Sign with Stephanie Campos. Thanks so much and see you tomorrow.